Here's from high-tax states went to Mar-a-Lago to urge President-elect Trump to raise the SALT deduction. SALT deduction allows individuals to deduct the taxes they pay in high-tax states and municipalities like property tax, state income tax. They get to deduct it from their federal taxes. I think it's a terrible idea, but would raising the SALT cap be a mistake? Our guest is the president of the National Taxpayers Union, Pete Sepp. Pete, nice to see you today. What do you think?
Well, I think the way you do. This is not only a bad policy, it's bad politics. You know, if the SALT cap Republicans who want this whole thing lifted and want an unlimited deduction for state and local taxes prevail, well, we're not only going to have a bigger revenue impact, a bigger deficit impact, we're going to open up the whole bill to all kinds of other special interest tax favors. That's going to slow it down. That's going to prevent the president and Congress from taking credit for cutting millions of people's taxes on time for the next tax filing season. So I would say to Republican lawmakers who are concerned about this issue, leave the SALT cap alone. There are too many jobs at stake. There are too many other problems that it causes.
Absolutely true. Look, I live in Michigan, and I keep seeing people with U-Hauls going south towards, say, let's see, Tennessee, no income tax. Florida, no income tax. The newest participant, New Hampshire, they went to no income tax on the 1st of January. And so on either side, Vermont raised taxes and Maine raised taxes. Pete, here's my prediction. New Hampshire's going to have a lot of new residents before this year is over. That's my prediction, because they're going to pour in and say, look, no income tax in New Hampshire. Who wouldn't move across the state line if they could pull it off, right?
That's right. People are fleeing high tax states by the millions, allowing them to get off the hook, allowing these states, which have terrible income tax, terrible property tax policies, to get off the hook by saying, well, no worry, we're raising your taxes at the state level, but you can always write it off your federal return. That's a cop-out, and it doesn't incentivize politicians to have better policies.
No.
You know, people will say, oh, New York, New Jersey, California, they'll never go back to being moderate tax states. I don't believe that.
They will if we teach them a lesson. Yeah,
that's right.
If Massachusetts and Illinois and California and all these high tax states say, wait a second, we don't get all these special perks where we get to just write off our bad tax policy and stick it to the rest of the taxpayers around the country. No, you don't get to do that. And I'm sorry if Republicans went to Mar-a-Lago because they live in blue states. The answer is no. Fix the problems in your own home state and then get back to us. I don't want anything to do with this.
Yes. And when you look at, for example, all of the other tax relief provisions that Republican lawmakers in blue states could brag about, they got rid of basically the entire alternative minimum tax. That was a horrible parallel tax system, affected 5 million people. Now, thanks to the 2017 law, barely 200,000 people are liable for it. You've got across-the-board rate cuts at all income levels. All of those things benefited blue state taxpayers, and they could all go away if they make us think.
Yeah, real quick, before I have to move on here, does it have legs? Is it going to make it? Real quick.
At the most, we might see the marriage penalty for the SALT deduction limit erased. That'll have some revenue impact, but if that's as far as they go, fine. We need to settle this and move on, but not give away the store.
All right, fair enough. Pete Sepp, greatly appreciate talking to you always, my friend. Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right, it's a new day in America.